Sup? Hey up. Hey up, our duck. How's that? We're here with Amigos Racing this evening on a Saturday night. It's going to be the Group 2 cars. I'm just getting used to something here. I think settings have changed. I can't change. Ah, there you go. So, hang on. Let me get rid of those numbers. It's all new. It's all new. Bear with me. I've got to get used to stuff. I've only just got here. I didn't think qualifying was starting until 8:30, but as soon as I popped in the room, it said qualifying was starting, so I quickly nipped online to show you guys. But bizarre. There you go. Can't choose 2 or Uber TV for some reason. I can't choose him. I don't know. That doesn't bode well. Can't seem to choose Uber TV. But there's Rye. 25, I'll give him one of those. So with the Group 2, an hour's race, I think. And let me get all the information up. Times, I think it's something like 8. Well, someone else has joined now. I don't know what's happening. So we might not be qualifying. Everyone's scooting out. I can't choose Uber TV to see. It's odd. So this is with the Amigo Racing gang. I found them on Discord. I used to race. I raced in a rally with the THG guys, the humble guys, I think, some rally thing, and I met this Simo that was part of this Amigo Racing. So, sort of ended up in their Discord through that, and yeah, as I had a free Saturday night, I decided, you know, I'd do a bit of comms for them. I think they're just going to try and download this off of this channel and put it on their own YouTube channel. So you'll probably be watching this after the fact. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm sat on 2. I think they're meant to quit out or something. Pig stick. They're waiting to quit out of this qualifying, so I suppose they can start qualifying. But they did say the qualifying wasn't starting until 8:30. But when I popped into the room, they just started straight away. Quali. So, excuse me for sipping my latte. So yeah, well, I'm just hanging out here with the Amigo Racing lads. They're going to have a Group 2 race for an hour. We've got 12 minutes of qualifying. I don't think we're having qualifying at the moment. We're just watching this dude sitting in the pits. I think they're waiting for him to quit out or something, so they can reorganise qualifying. And they're going to have an hour's race. I think I'll have a quick look in Discord. Give me 2 ticks, because he did put what all the rules are. Here we go. At 8:30 we're going to have a start. 12-minute qualifying, 1 hour race. Times 8 on the tyres and times 3 on the fuel. Qualification tyre must be the tyre you start the race on. Mandatory 3 different tyre types must be used. Cannot pit and use same tyre type in a race. For example, coming in on softs and re-putting softs on, and the box is on in these Group 2 cars. So when I don't know, I can quit out of it, I suppose. Rather than just looking at the back of this Uber's TV, his engine was doing my nutting. So yeah, we're sat in the lobby having a wait. So someone else joined, Beardy McBeard, and they said, like I said, it was 13 minutes away from what they said was going to be the qualifying. I think everyone got a bit excited, or maybe they were just testing what the qualifying thing worked. I think there might be issues of people finding the room. So, but I've never actually watched or raced with these guys, so I don't know what to expect coming into this. Now I'm being all smart now in the background, trying to do all technology stuff at the same time as commentating in a lobby, because someone hasn't quit out of quali yet. It's awkward, but we can handle it. So I've got to share this, I think, in their Discord. So I'm trying. Here we go. Something else has happened. Someone else has joined. So the room's filling up. We had 6 when I first got in here. Just waiting. I think they started qualifying in this big Pigstig hasn't actually quit out of it yet. I'm sure he will in a second. I don't know if there'll be a bit more practice. So I think there's somewhere I can post it. He said to post the thing in somewhere. But not much is happening here. I've got the YouTube thing here. Oh, I think he's already posted it, so I don't need to. There you go. Oh well. So, yep. Oh, he's ended the game. Does that mean I'm out of the lobby altogether? Boom. I'm sure he'll start another lobby up. And we can just have a little chin wag. So, yeah. The Amigo Racing guys, I found them on Discords. They're a good bunch of chaps so far. I've been in their chat bit, seeing them back and forth. Seem okay. They're all up for a bit of racing in these Group 2 cars. I don't know if it says something in Discord about what's going on. And I'll have a look. I don't know if I've clicked or not. I've clicked on the wrong one. Saturday, GRT. No, it doesn't say nothing in there about room or anything. Let's have another look. How are you all out there? Doing okay? Get over Christmas okay? Yeah, welcome to the new year. Welcome to 2021 and everyone. This is there it is, look. I'll get in there. And we can see some cars. We need to see some cars going around. That's what we really need. I feel all awkward until I see a car going round. There's my Porsche that I was trying to do the race Bs. Is it in the dailies this week? I think that's what I was having a go at. I didn't do very well. I can't even remember what race it was. Oh, I want to say Red Bull. I want to say Red Bull Ring, but I can't be 100% sure on that. I think that's what I was racing it on. I stayed away from race C because it was like Nürburgring in the dark, and I couldn't be asked for that. And I think I tried race A, but the car was a bit skittish. Couldn't be bothered. Right, let's have a look. Let's have a look at some cars going around the track. That's what we're here for. See if the settings are all alright. Usually do all this when I'm not broadcasting, so it's a bit awkward. Hey, alright Chris. Sorry, Stig away from PS. That's okay. Doesn't bother me. Right then, Seth. Got to get used to a load of new names, so got to try and get me head. Ooh, Seth is an Aussie, is he, or a New Zealander? Give him one of them just to see that flag a bit bigger. Nice. So Seth, I didn't even look at what he's driving. It looks like a Nissan though, doesn't it? Yes, Nissan, Group 2. Like I said, Group 2 cars. Got a nice 1 hour's race at qualifying at 8:30. There we have Scott. It looks like he's in the Amigo Racing colours. They all go in Nissan. Is that the car to be in? There we see backspace. Similar colours. Not the yellow. He's gone for the black. Looks good though. Also a Nissan. This might be the Nissan Cup. No, it looks like a Honda there with a Pete Meister. I like it. I like the back end of that. It's really cool. Then these are the TRG guys. I've been told they're the ones to watch out for, I think. Or was it H something? I'm not sure. But it's looking good. It's a Nissan also, isn't it? Or it's a different kind of Nissan though. A Zani Nissan. Interesting. There we see, is that another Honda? From Digital Blasphemy, sorry, not Blasphemy. Blasphemy. Like I said, I've got to get used to new names. Got to bear with me while I get used to them. I'm trying to do the YouTube thing on my phone, and my phone keeps closing down. It's cracking stuff. There we go. It's all paused now. Hey, Pat. Australia. Right, I've got to reload that because it closed. Phone poo. So, Seth won. He's only done an outlap, so there's nothing to be excited there. We're at Spania, Barcelona as well. Yeah, I forgot to mention. Looking forward to this. I don't usually see this track come around that much. So, I had a quick look. The corner names weren't that interesting, so I didn't bother learning them. We'll just, say that corner and this corner as we go through. It'll be interesting. I can do all fancy things. I can give them a super name. Look, Seth F1. I can get on board. There you go. Nice bonnet view. Coming around the last part of the track. It's all fancy stuff. Super technology going on here. I don't mess about, me. I'm trying to open the screen up bigger on my phone, so I think I can still see people's comments. Yes, I can. And hopefully my phone won't close. And there you go. Let's go for a lap around here with Seth F1, the Aussie from down under. Going into the first corner, full beans in 6th gear, 170 odd miles an hour. Down to 3rd gear, beautiful stuff over that curb. Just kissing the curbs there, getting around the first section of the corners. This is just ever turning. It's up into 4th, just. Now he's back on, full on. Up to 5th, for heavy brakes at the Beard Bridge. Take a long right-hander, coming back on itself. Backspace has gone fastest so far, with a 37.6. So that's the time to beat, that's the time we're looking at in practice. Coming under the bridge, braking around about where the curbs are. Kissing the curb on the inside, then trying to just get over there and full beans it up to the hill. Right-hander just lifting a little bit. 4th gear all the way around there, beautiful stuff. Back on again, accelerating down the short straight to a heavy brake, heavy corner, heavy left-hander here. Catches a lot of people out over the curb. That's great stuff. It's a brilliant lap here from Seth F1. Going for it up round the last section. Heading into the corner, going downhill, right-hander, 2nd gear. How fast, there he goes, he's got it up to 3rd, back down to 1st over the chicane. Getting a good line through the last corner to give us a lap time of 1:37.3. Takes the fastest lap of practice so far. Let's get back out the camera and have a look at some of these beautiful cars. So we just saw Seth F1 go fastest around. There we have 2nd fastest in practice so far. Backspace. It's looking good. Looking mighty fine there. As he comes across the line, what can he do? A 13.90. Digital will ask me now. Remember, these tyres are set on ×8. So the soft tyres, the guys on soft tyres, they're all on the Racing Soft. I think they've got to use Racing Soft medium and hard during the race, and they're not allowed to put the same tyres on again. So they've got to do at least 2 pit stops. I suppose they qualify on Racing Softs. They do the first stint in soft, pit stop, have to put mediums on. So they've got to make sure the hards last by the end of the race if that's the way they're going to go. It's an interesting concept. I'm looking forward to seeing how it pans out in the race. If everyone goes straight like that with soft, medium, hard, or if there's going to be some shaking it up, some different things going on. It's interesting. Like I said, we should be qualifying at 8:30, which by that clock, which is always wrong, it says about 4 minutes. Yeah, 4 minutes. It's a Christmas miracle. Oh no, Christmas, all the decorations are down in our house. It never happened. It's really weird. It's like, was it a dream? Was it fantasy? I'm feeling rather laid back. When the racing starts, don't worry, it'll hype up. So here's Beardy McBeardsy. He's in a Honda. He's just disappeared. Got a little bit shy. Pigstig joined. Back to Uber TV. Oh, Uber TTV. Ubert TV. Like I said, I've got to get used to some names here. Scott. Scott's easy enough for me. I think I can deal with Scott. We've seen a lot of Scott in this race. He's just done a 1:40.205. Seth F1, still your fastest in practice here. I can dish out some of these as well. There's no need for me not to. In 5th fastest, with his fastest on his 2nd lap was a 48.307 for TRG Britzberg. That's what I'm going to be hesitant and say. Is that an Austrian flag? I don't know. I think so. There, Pete Meister in 6th. Not yet to set a time. He's gone across at 57. Still finding his feet there. Some 20 seconds off of the lead. Ellis, he is in a Honda, I believe. No, a Nissan, sorry. Alzy, it's nice. It's got one of those colour change things going on it. Trippy man, loving it. Pat Netherlands, red, white, blue stripes. Thank you, Pat. Always there to dish me out of trouble. So, the Dutchman, Flying Dutchman, Britsburg, Beardy McBeard joined. Wasn't he already here? I had a look at his car, it looked alright. But Seth there, fastest still, with his 37.3. He's got the super softs on, so maybe all 4 are there to be chosen from, and they've just got to use 3 of the 4. We'll see as the race develops. My buddy Skyjacker saying hello in the room, sticking his tongue out. You're all racing, you've got to be busy racing. What are you doing? Watching me. So Uber TTV in his Lexus, there you go. A Lexus is most me. They do a Group 2 car, he's trying them as softs. He's done 4, 5, 4, he's on his 5th lap on them. And they're pretty worn, so we can see in an hour's race, they're not going to go 10 minutes. As we're only 10 minutes into practice, he's obviously giving them a test run. And it's not looking good, is it, really? You're going to get about 10 minutes of them. It's going to be more than 2 stops. They're going to really struggle to get those tyres to last, aren't they? I mean, you're looking to try and make your hards last half the race, or just under half the race. And then the question is, can the fuel last? That's at times 3. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting. This isn't a season, by the way, sorry, I should have said. This is just a pre-season test. Apparently the season does start. The Group 2 Amigo Racing League, I don't know, but it's got a name, it's just Group 2 League, I suppose. It starts next week, next Saturday. This is a pre-season race test, just to make sure all the crinkles are ironed out. And they're trying me out, to tell you the truth. I think they think I might say rude words or something. I don't know. So Seth F1 is still sat there. He hasn't beaten his fastest so far. He's trying out the super softs. Then you have Backspace, 2nd place, only 3/10 slower. He's been in and had a little change up, so you can't see his times. Uber TV, they're in Uber TTV. Sorry, I will get used to these names. They'll just probably end up being called Uber Eats or something. But I do like their cars, I must say. They're Grizzly, the Amigo cars. Cracking stuff. Pete Meister in his Nissan. It's looking good. He's got that Toro Rosso thing on the go. I like it. I like it a lot. I don't know what better views I can get. No, long shot, short shot. So we should be coming up to qualifying time now, but I don't know. He's Backspace is just asking for readying up. There we see LZ, a 140.1 so far from him being his fastest, 2.7, but this is practice. I think they're just trying out the tyres. You don't know who's doing what. It's the 12-minute qualifying we're looking at to see what speed, who has what and where. Scott there in 6th. Looks like another Amigo Racing, Amigo Racing livery. I like it. 7th, Britsburg, the Dutchman. As my man Pat reminds me. He's got a sexy look in this and that. As Zan V Nismo GTR08. I want to have a look for that. I don't think I've got one of them. I fancy driving one of them. They just look good at the front. Sexy. Chris, sorry, no limits on tyres. Must use 3 compounds. Can re-put on same compounds when pitting. So they can't re-put on same compound when pitting, yes. But, so maybe they don't have to use all 3. I like the front of that Dutchman's Nissan, anyway. In, there we go, 7th, Pigstig. Nice bright pink car. don't think has set a time properly yet. Just watching them now, coming around their outlap. So that's a Honda. I can tell it's a Honda. I'll give them one of them though. Whoosh. Oh, whoosh. I wasn't going to whoosh. I whooshed. I'll try not to whoosh. I'm being straight and proper. Qualifying started, so get yourselves ready there, dude and dudettes. We're just about to go off into the realm of qualifying here at Barcelona, Catalunya. I was trying to swig my coffee before quality started and I didn't get there in time. So, who's first out? Seth's on his way out as well. I've got to press F1 to get rid of the big numbers above them. Oh, it says Seth's first, but I don't believe he is. What? Something's gone wrong. They're all quitting out, aren't they? Something weird's happening. Give me a second. Everyone disappeared and I can't seem to choose anyone. Keyboard's on. Well, this is weird. This is really weird. Are they all racing or not? They all look like they've quit out. No one said quit out. Curiouser and curiouser, I must say. So qualifying nearly started. Maybe there was a pit glitch. So you do get them sometimes. I mean, we've got a guy from Australia racing here, Seth F1, and we got a man from Holland, the Dutch. So it's asking the server, stretching the server a bit. So maybe there was a pit glitch I didn't notice. Now we start qualifier again. Let's have a quick look. I'll have a quick look down, see if we're further down the grid, down the pits, and see if anyone glitches then. Here we go. No. So we've got 12-minute qualifying. They have to start the race on the tyres that qualify. So on board with a Rye. That's how I'm going to say it. RYH. I could, I suppose. RYH. Rye. Rye 25. He's got the number 1 on his car. Well, I think that's just box standard, isn't it? Box standards. Oh, let me get rid of the big numbers. They're on their outlap now. We're not missing now. It's just us dawdling about, having a look around. So, the Dutchman, Britsberger, out first, I believe. Head of the pack, trying to get his tyres up to temp. Looks like Backspace wants to be first on track, and so does Pete Meister. Pete Meister, early racing from Pete Meister here in qualifying, and Britsberger has let them all go. He wants his space. Get a tow though, if he can stay close enough. Pete Meister might have shot the gun a little early there. He's flying. This tyre wear is high. You want to crawl round really this outlap. What's he got on? Softs? So, oh, mediums for Backspace. Mediums for Britsberg. Seth on the softs. Super softs there for Rye. And he's going around with great velocity. So you might want to be careful on those tyres. There we've got Digital Blasphemy on the softs, warming them up nicely. Uber TV, TTV, sorry. He's on the softs. Further back, Elsley. He's sliding them up to temperature. He's getting a blue flag for some reason. Scott, quite close behind, wanted to get past. It's just the outlap, remember, and Rye's back in the pits. I thought we'd seen him out onto the track. And now he's back out again with super softs, so interesting. So there we go, Pete Meister, we saw him dashing ahead of the pack. Oh no, so, oh, that'll be Rye ahead of him. Saw Pete Meister dashing ahead of the pack, jumping the guys to try and be first on track. Looks like Britsberg went into the pits there, did he? Pick himself up a soft set of tyres. What was he on? I don't know. So Pete Meister watching. Maybe the one crossing the line first, setting the time for us all to view. Backspace, not too far behind. So far, tidy lapping, tidy looking laps. Seth F1, he was our fastest in practice. So no reason to think he won't come out on top in this session. Digital Blasphemy, we didn't really see him on track. Could be sandbagging, might have something else in order. Britzberger looks like he went through the pits on this lap, so he's on another out lap. Interesting tactic. Uber is on those softs. He wants to get past the outlapped car, or the outlapping car. Doesn't want to get in his way. There you go. Britzberg's let past. And Uber on his way on those soft tyres, trying to get a good lap in. Beardy and McBeardson in the Rothmans. Is that nice car? Nice looking good. Honda. He's whipping around. He's on the soft tyres. They're all going for it. This first lap, this banker lap, you might say. Trying to get a good run in. Nice 11 people out there. And there we go. We can see the time starting to come in there. Pete Meister is top. No, Seth. We saw him early doors in the fast in the practices. A 37.0.98. Uber in second spot, only 600s behind though, with a 37.165. Digital Blasphemy, a 37.969, some 8/10ths behind Uber. In fourth, Pete Meister crossed the line first with a 38 dead. Bob on. Beardy McBeardson. Oh, he's just been knocked down by Scott. Is it Scott going up into third with a 37.1? Very cool, very good. He's only 100th behind Uber TB, and now a Pig Stick going in there, just 9 thousandths behind the pole sitter with a 37.107 in his Honda Ray Brigg. Very cool, very cool. So Seth top of the pile, Pig Stick in second, Uber in third place. In fourth we have Scott, Digital Blasphemy in fifth, Pete Meister sixth, Beardy McBeard in seventh. LZ set a time, but we haven't come across him yet. In eighth we have a Backspace. In ninth we have LZ. In 10th we have Bitzberg. In 11th we have Reese, but I think he's not set a time really properly yet. Maybe Bitzberg has so far. No, I think they're 2 outlaps, aren't they? Well, maybe. So I don't think they've properly set times. There you go. Rye has. Pete Meister set another time. He's gone faster, but still in 6th place. Digital Blasphemy has gone into the pits for a change of tyres. Get fresher tyres. Rye set a time, put him in 9th place. Now Britzberg has set himself a time of a 38.1, which has put him up into 7th spot. Very good, very cool. 7th spot, only 2/10ths. It's only a second off the leader. Look, a 7th place, only a second behind Seth F1. Beardy McBeardson. Coming Beardy McBeard. I want to put a sun on the end of that. We can see Bitzberger just going off and losing the back end. So Seth F1 with a 37.098 ahead of the fields. Pig Stick on an outlap. We saw him just getting some new tyres on that Honda, ready to come out, fighting for another lap. How long have we got? We've got just under 6 minutes left of qualifying, so halfway through. Uber having a very good time there with a 37.1, just 500ths behind Pig Stick and 600ths behind Seth F1. Pole could be anyone's on this next run. Scott there in 4th, also in with, well, they're all within a shout, aren't they? They're really close. Digital Blasphemy. Rye has set another time. Let's put him in. He stayed in 9th, but he's got closer to Beardy McBeard. Seth F1's popped into the pits. Here we go. Rye. Only 1.4 seconds off the pole time. Easy to find around here at Catalunya. Quite a technical track. Lots of time. Lots of corners to find the time. There we can see Seth's just going on an outlap, then Pig Stick's on an outlap, so Uber's just started a flying lap. Shall we get on board? See what is what on Uber, see if we can get a purple. Come round to the first sector, sizzling it up to the bridge, heavy on the brakes, tight corner, always 6/10ths down on pole. It looks like we've backed out of it. Yeah, we've backed out of that run. Save the tyres or come in and get a new set maybe. They do look pretty worn, in all fairness there. Anyone else on a run? Shall we have a look? Scott's on an outlap. Digital Blasphemy, he looks like he's on a run. Don't know if he's up or down. Tyres look good. On the bumper. He's coming up about halfway through the track. On the curbs there, he's less than a second off of pole. He's 900ths up on his own time. Good roll. That back end just wants to step round the Honda. I've heard the Honda could be skittish. She's a bit of a handful, and she does look like it. So Digital Blasphemy trying to keep the Honda under control, going down the hill into the tight section, heavy on the brakes into first gear, all over those curbs, trying to find some traction through that last corner, ever turning, getting onto the straight and just flooring it for the line. And he beats his own time by 6-7 tenths virtually, but stays in 5th. Heartbreak. So Digital Blasphemy in 5th place, beating his time by nearly 6 tenths, getting 900ths away from Scott. Has there been a lot of movement around? Is Scott up in 4th? No, yeah, he hasn't set a time recently. My word, it's a tight field. Beardy McBeard has just beaten his time by a few tenths, 37.8, and he's half a second off of 5th place. And only 7 tenths off of pole. That is tight. It's tight at the top. Seth, he must feel them breathing down his neck. It's going to be a taut race, this one. We've only got 2.5 minutes left of qualifying. Your order so far: Seth F1 sat at the top of the pile, Pigstig in 2nd place, Uber in 3rd, Scott in 4th, in 5th Digital Blasphemy, in 6th Beardy McBeard, in 7th Pete Mister, in 8th we have Britzberger, in 9th Rye, in 10th we have a Backspace, 11th we have Elsie. Pete Mister has just put in a time, a 37.0, and that has put him, where has that put him? Let's have a look. 5th. Oh, where is he? I've missed him somewhere. He's pulled it, sorry, I wasn't even looking that high up. Wow. Pete Mister there, right in the with only a minute and a half left of qualifying to go, to put it on pole position with a 37.058. Loads of people putting faster times in. Britzberger 37.2, Scott putting a 37.1 in. So top of the pile, Pete Mister is in first place with a 37.058. Seth still there, still around. Scott up into 3rd with a 37.1. Wow, look, he's 400ths. No, 4,000, sorry, off of Seth. And Seth is 400ths off of Pete Mister. This is tight. Pigstig dropping down to 4th from 2nd. He needs to find a fast time. Uber down to 5th. Blasphemy. Digital Blasphemy down to 6th. Backspace going faster, a 38.1. But he's there down in 9th. He's moved up ahead of Arai. Beardy McBeard still ahead of him by 3 tenths though. It's on an outlap. Britzberger doing a time at the moment. He's up 4 tenths on his own time, and that'll put him right there. He's only 2 tenths off of pole. This is crazy. So Rai set another fastest time, a 37.8. He's still in 9th. Well, no, he's moved ahead of Backspace, so I apologise. Well done. We were watching Britzberg. He's on his final lap. They're all on their final lap now. This is it. Seth's retaken pole. He's retaken pole with a 36.5. And in 2nd spot, you can see Pete Meister sitting there. Oh no, Britzberg. We were watching him, and he's gone across the line in 2nd place, 36.8. It's all set to change though. Scott's crossed the line, gone no faster, stayed in 4th. Pigstig coming around. Can he do anything? Can he make it any faster for himself? He's 5th so far. We've seen Pete Mister sitting at the side of the road. He's not doing a run. and everyone else has crossed the line ahead of him. No, he's not going any faster. Uber looks like he's not going. He's finished. Digital Blasphemy has finished. Beardy McBeard has finished. Rye is still out there. He's still pushing. He's on super softs. Can he get to a finish line? Is he doing a faster time? On 2.5 seconds down on his own time. So backspace looks like he's done. And LZ also. Oh, he's crossing the line. Is he going to go faster? Oof. His fastest was his last lap, 39.9. 1.8 seconds behind Art Backspace, and 3.5 seconds behind Pole Sitter, who is Seth. There, right at the end, pulled it back. Looked like he'd lost it. 36.5 he managed. The Dutch right at the dead, coming across the line with a 36.8, nearly 3/10 off of Seth F1. But good for second place on the grid. In third, Pete Mister took pole right near the end there, but couldn't defend it. And Scott had a go on his last lap. He did another 37, but just couldn't get on the front row today. Pigstig early up there. Qualifying's just ended. So now we're going to get a lovely hour's race again. The tyres are on ×8, fuel ×3. The strategy is going to be mind-boggling. I'm going to try and keep up with it for you, but it's going to be tricky, I tell thee. They're all virtually on pace with each other. We're here at Cataluna with Amigo Racing, ready for the pre-season race, the test race, to see how things are. The lights are starting to come on. We're looking at Seth F1, and they go. Looks like Seth had a good getaway, but the Dutchman going faster off of the line, pulling the lead out before the first corner. The first corner is quite a way away. And there's a lot of cars bunched up in the middle there. Can they make it through? There's 3 wide there. It looks like Pigstig lost out a little bit there to the other guys. A little nudging further back, but everyone's finding their places. Fantastic stuff, fantastic racing. They all make it through there. Right then, so leading the way is Britsberg from Seth F1. Scott made it into 3rd place with Uber up to 4th. Pete Mister down to 5th. Beardy McBeard sitting in 6th place there. He's being hassled though, he's being hassled. There's a few of them all in a bunch there. Oh no, we can see Pigstig really missing out there in the pink car. Dropping back, Digital Blasphemy in 7th, trying to fight it. And then we saw Art Backspace back. Oh, we've got a spinner, we got a spinner. And who was it? Beardy McBeardson? Oh no, Beardy McBeard, he's out at the moment. And Seth F1 still leading. Oh no, Seth F1's retaken the lead from Britsberger. I don't know if we'll see that. 18 seconds replay we get. No, Seth already passed. Pointless. 18 seconds that was. So Britsberger, he looks like he's struggling now in that Nissan. It looks quite heavy in the corners. He's got Scott right up his jacksie. Scott looking for a way past Uber, just watching. We'll get on board with Uber to see what this looks like. They're coming into the tight section. Uber's looking up the outside of Scott, but no, Scott defends it. And they're coming to the last corner. In the rear view, you can see that Pete Mister just dropping away from the back of Uber. Uber chasing down the straight, trying to get that toe off of Scott. Scott behind Britsberger. Seth F1 looks like he's rabbited. He's gone. He's gone in the distance. He's found himself a little pace there on the guys. And Britsberger getting in Scott's way later in that lap we saw. And they're all going into the first corner. Fantastic racing up at the front here with F1 nearly 2 seconds leading from Britsberg. Britsberg half a second ahead of Scott. Scott there just ahead of Uber. Uber is ahead of Pete Mister. Pete Mister has got backspace. We saw qualifying further back. He's made his way up into 6th place now ahead of Rye. Rye's further back in this race as well. He's up into 7th. Pigstig we saw having a mistake in that corner, losing out to the 3 wide. He's come through. Digital Blasphemy down to 9th. LZ there in 10th. And Beardy, we saw Beardy McBeard having a really bad spin. But he looks like he's catching the back of the field up. It's not all a lost cause for him just yet. But at the moment, Seth, 2.5 seconds. Brickberg doing all he can to stay in front of Scott at the moment. Scott pushing like anything. on the Dutchman. He wants past, he wants to chase Seth. He's on the soft tyres. Looks like the Dutchman's made a mistake. He's gone out wide, but no, he's still there. Scott can't quite get the car up, but behind us, we've got some mega racing there from Uber and Pete Mister, sorry. I'll get you right, man, don't worry, I'll get it right sooner or later. So on board with Pete Mister, he's looking for a way past Uber TV at the Uber TTV at the moment, who I will just call Uber because I keep wanting to just say TV rather than TTV. I'm sure it means something, so I don't want to disrespect my brother. So there's Seth, 3.5 seconds. All this fighting behind him is giving him an easy run at the moment. And they're all there looking. Whoa, I thought we saw Pete trying to make a move on Uber. Uber tried to close the door. There was a little bit of paint swapping. And Rye is up into 6th spot now. Backspace down into 7th. Pig Stick in 8th. Digital Blasphemy 9th. In 10th we've LZ and obviously a Beardy McBeard we saw spinning out earlier, trying to make his way back into the pack. He's not far away as well. I can tell you, if we set on his bumper, let's see if we can see how far the pack is. Back there, you can see. Not far to go now. Keep it up. Beardy McBeard. So Seth, we're looking at now 3-4 seconds. There's no stopping this man. He's on the soft tyres. He's flying. Bitsberger still holding it ahead of Scott. Scott trying everything he can to get past the Dutchman, but the Dutchman knows where to place that car. Uber still in 4th with Pete Mister. They're in 5th place. Rye having a great race coming through the pack. Up into 6th spot there. Having a great race there, Pig Stick. We saw up there earlier on, seemed to do some avoiding action and putting himself down at the pack. He's made his way past a couple of people there. Digital Blasphemy 8th. Backspace 9th with LZ there, trying to keep up with the back of the pack with Beardy McBeard trying to catch up. So Seth is now 4.7 seconds ahead. Oh, Scott's got through. Scott has got through. I'll see if we can see that. No, he's already done it before the tight section. The replays are monkeys. Yeah. So Scott up into 2nd spot. He's been pressuring the Dutchman now for at least 3 laps. And he finally finds his way past. And Uber will be looking, but Uber's got his own problems there with Pete and Mister looking for a way through. It's a wide enough track here at Cataluna. There he goes, he's gone for the move. Wow, brilliant stuff there from Pete Mister. Beautiful and clean racing. Fantastic stuff there. Pete Mister throwing it up the inside of Uber, catching Uber out, sold him a dummy. Brilliant piece of driving. Loved that. That was fantastic. Can Uber come back now at Pete Mister? The leader's still bunched up. Rye not that far behind, but Rye looks like he's got pressure from Pig Stick. Pig Stick looking for a way as Rye just giving it to him. He looked like he went a bit wide there. He has done, but Pig Stick's backing off from it, which gave... Wow, give Digital Blasphemy no qualms about jumping up the inside of Pig Stick. Looked like Pig Stick backed off for Rye's mistake. I don't know if there was a bit of contact. He was doing the gentleman thing, and Digital Blasphemy just jumped up there. Ruthless, absolute ruthlessness. Love it. And there is Backspace. He's dropping off now. He's going into the pits. He's getting rid of those medium tyres. Not happy. Not happy with them. It's only 4 laps in. You'd think you want to make the mediums last. Now he cannot put another set of mediums on. So what tyre will he opt for? He's put himself right to the back of the pack. He's gone for the super softs. He's gone for the super softs. He's going to go for some stint racing. So Seth out front now, 4.8 seconds. Scott is pulling the same lap times as he, 38.4 from Seth F1 last lap around, and Scott also at 38.4. So Scott losing ground after being where is Britsberg? Did he pit also? No, he's got the same tyres on. He must have made a mistake. He's down in 8th place behind LZ. LZ's all changed around here. Some interesting stuff. Beardy McBeard's got himself ahead of Backspace. Backspace doesn't look like he pitted. Those look like new super soft tyres. And we saw Digital Blasphemy do the same thing. No, he didn't. Oh, it must have been Backspace we saw going in. Digital Blasphemy, same softs. So interesting stuff back there. Seth F1, 4.6 seconds ahead of Scott. Scott trying to pull that time in from that. Pete Mister coming along with him for the ride. He's not that far behind, only a second behind second spot. Uber TTV further down now. He's lost 2.5 seconds on the guys ahead of him, but his racing softs are pretty burnt up. Reese there up into fifth now, still racing Pig Stig, sorry. Pete's gone in, he's gone to get rid of those tyres, he's got sick of them. I said they're looking a bit worn, and now he is back out on a pair of Super Softs. Out there on Super Softs, Seth must be feeling some pressure, his tyres quite old. 38.9 on his last time around, 38.7 from Scott. His tyres are a bit more worn actually, he's doing a bit better on the lesser grip tyre. Uber up into third place, not pitting on those softs, they're looking pretty ragged though. He must be feeling that grip there. Pigstig catching him up, but his tyres looking just as raw. Pete Mister, oh, there's a bit of knocking there. Oh dear, it did definitely look like Pete Mister give a Pigstig a little knock up the back. Pigstig off in the litter. Imagine he's not quite happy with that move. I don't know how these guys saw that out post-race. So Seth F1 5.2 seconds ahead of Scott. So Scott losing time on Seth F1 now. Uber TTV staying out there even though his tyre looks like it's set to burst. He's got Pete Mister. He's on a mission. You see him come across Pigstig. He takes no prisoners. He's on his way. Alexis fell in the chat and said, oh dear, but it's just been deleted, so so Pete Mister in fourth. He's coming across Uber. Be careful, Uber. I'd go in the pits if you can. Pigstig's left. He's not happy. It was a tough move. Uber, now the two leaders are in, and Uber is in. That's the top three all come in to get fresh tyres. That puts Pete Mister in first place on his Super Softs. No, Seth managing to get out the pits before him, and Scott maybe also. Pete down to third spot. Uber managing to get back out in fourth with a backspace fifth, trying to fight for that fourth spot, but not quite enough up. Reese is coming out on the soft tyres with Britsberg. We saw him pitting really early. He's gone for the medium tyres. He's just trying to get some lap times out there. Looks like he's only just done his out lap, and now he's on his just normal racing lap. LZ. He's got some softs on, so they look pretty fresh. He must have gone in on lap 5. Beardy McBeard, and we saw him early spinning, but he's up to 9th now with Digital Blasphemy. Just making his pit stop lap 5, I believe. No, his last lap, because he's on his out lap now. So exciting stuff then. Super Softs for Seth F1. He's only 2.6 seconds now ahead of Scott. He put a bit more fuel in though at that last pit. We're 12 minutes into this race. No, 11 minutes into this race. Pete Mister is in thirds, and Uber there in fourth, just half a second ahead of Backspace. Backspace on it at the moment. He's on those Super Softs, chasing down Uber TTV, looking for a way past the Lexus. Let's see what the Lexus can do in a straight line in front of us. We'll grab a tow, if you don't mind, Pete. Or Uber, he just disappeared for a second and he's come back again. There we go. Britsberg's gone in to get rid of those medium tyres, not happy with those. And now, oh, is there enough space up the inside? Not quite. Let's get out of the car for some of this action. Backspace fancying a piece of Uber. And they seem like teammates with the Amigo logos all over their cars, but I'm not so sure. It's all love and war in this. Seth F1. Miles, well, 3.3 seconds ahead of Scott, so he's pulled a second out in this lap virtually. They were 2.5 seconds apart, but Pete Mister from the Super Softs. There you go. Scott's on the mediums. Scott's on the mediums. He's struggling to stay on pace with the Super Softs. That's why Pete Mister is catching him up at a rate of knots on those Super Softs. Uber on the super softs also. Backspace dropped off a little bit. Now he's falling into Reese's hands. Reese is on the softs. Going for the move. Backspace. Uber trying to... Oh, whoa! Who was that? Backspace, yeah. He lost the back end there. Just trying to keep on Reese's tail. Lost a bit of downforce. Lost the back end. Gives Elsie a chance. It's only 3.5 seconds behind. That time's dropping rapidly as he catches up a Backspace. He's there in 7th. 4.3 seconds ahead of Beardy McBeard. And a little ahead of a Digital Blasphemy. Now, our Backspace gone into the pits. He wants a shot of those super softs. We saw he did pit quite early on. So Seth, he's 3.7 seconds ahead of Scott. He's just posted the fastest lap of the race at 36.621. We're nearly 14 minutes into this race. It's very intriguing. Scott was behind the Dutchman. The Dutchman seems to have put the medium tyres on, and he's just dropped away from the pack. But these guys will have to do that at some point. Scott's doing okay on the mediums. He came back out in 2nd place. And he's been able to keep... Oh, Britzberg has left the room. So, yes, Scott, he's managing to kind of stay on pace with these mediums. He did a 37.5 on his last lap, which was just over a second slower than Seth on the super softs. 37.5 from Pete Mister. He's on the super soft, so he's only on the same pace as Scott, who's on the medium tyres. Uber on the super softs did a 37.9. He's falling back into Reese, who's on the softs. He did a 37.7, so he's finding great pace on those soft tyres. Elsie up to 6th now after Backspace's pit stop. Someone else must have pitted. Beardy McBeard in the medium tyres. Oh no, Britzberger's left, that's why. And Digital Blasphemy in 9th place, but they're all bunched up. They've all got a little race going on themselves, Beardy McBeard and Digital Blasphemy together. And he's back into the pits again. Maybe he did a boo-boo, put the super softs on when he shouldn't have done, and realised he shouldn't have put them on, and now he's put the softs on. So he's rectified his earlier mistake, because I think he was on the super softs, and they have to change compound to a different compound at each pit stop. So Seth F1, he's 5.3 seconds here. Let me dish some of these out as we go through the field. He's 5.5 seconds ahead of Scott. Scott there is 2.2 seconds ahead of Pete Mister. He's on the medium tyres. I don't know if we've seen any hard tyres on these guys yet. I think they do have to use them. There we have a Pete Mister. 37.5 is fastest. He's on the super softs. He's burning through them. Half a tank of fuel. Whoa, nearly losing the back end there. In 4th we have Uber. He's only 5 seconds behind Pete. He's on the super softs. Looks like he's going to have to pit soon. And Rye is not that far behind him. Only 1.5 seconds. So I believe Rye might be able to stay out there. Maybe a lap longer on those soft tyres. Possibly the softs look a little bit worse. I'm not sure. It's about even Stevens between those two. One to keep an eye on for. Elsie there, we saw him right at the back. He's made his way through, up into 6th place. He's on the soft tyre. He did his fastest on lap 8, a 39.0. Consistency has seen him through well and found himself in a lovely 6th place, ahead of the battling. Well, there is, yeah, Backspace is not that far, excuse me, it's not that far ahead of Beardy McBeard and Digital Blasphemy. Digital Blasphemy trying to make a move on Beardy McBeard, too wide into the first corner, and Beardy McBeard just having to lift a little bit, I think, to avoid a clash between him and Digital Blasphemy. Great racing there, boys. Beardy McBeard in the Honda versus Digital Blasphemy in the Lexus. Very nice. Great racing here from the Amigo Racing guys. Seth still leading the way, 6.9 seconds now ahead of Scott. Those super softs definitely looking quite red on the front pair. He must be feeling a little bit of understeer in that car. Scott 7 seconds drop in, but he's 1.7 seconds. He can't shake Pete Mister off. Pete Mister looking after those super softs, looks a little better. Those mediums still look quite intact, but he's done a 38.1, a 39 and a 39.0 next to Pete Meister doing 38.38. So Pete Meister getting faster as Scott getting slower. Rye is coming in, changing those soft tyres to what compound? Looks like LZ also coming in for a fresh set of tyres and some fuel. It's a Digital Blasphemy coming through. Beardy McBeard also pitting, and we can see there that LZ is just about to get out in front of Digital Blasphemy, only just, and it's going to be tight between Rye and Digital Blasphemy. It looks like Digital Blasphemy just ahead of Rye. He's on the medium compound. Rye has gone on to the medium also. Even Stevens between the two. Rye looks a little tastier at the moment than the Lexus. The Lexus staring down the barrel of a Nissan. Oh, he's gone out wide a little bit. Let's get on board with Rye. Let's have a look. Oh, he's trying to shove it down the inside. He must know Digital Blasphemy. Struggling with grip. You can see that he's not getting his car placed where he wants it. Earlier on the brakes to avoid going wide. And there, Rye had to lift a little bit to avoid a collision. He's going to come back at him though. Seth, the leader, in the pits. He's come in the pits on his super softs. We expect Pete Mister also to come in. He hasn't yet. Scott taking the lead of the race. We're on board though with Rye in 8th place to see how we are doing. It's Digital Blasphemy whose tyres. Oh, Seth has managed. No, there we go. Scott's taking the lead. And Pete Mister also getting past Seth. Seth out of the pits though in 3rd. I will go to have a look. And there we see, oh my God. I don't know what happened there. That was a tough one. It looked like LZ had made a mistake. Digital Blasphemy got caught all up in it. Ooh, I'm trying to find LZ. Sorry, there we go. There's LZ. Just seemed to come to a standstill in the middle of the corner. And they all bunched up behind him. And that's how Rye got past a Digital Blasphemy. And now he's chasing down a Backspace. But Backspace is some way away. So we saw the leader changed. We saw Seth had pitted. He's put on some medium tyres. Scott's on the medium tyres, pretty much halfway through now. Seth's not that far behind him, 1.2 seconds. And Pete Mister, he didn't go into the pits, which I thought he would do at the same time as Seth. He's still in 3rd, some 2.8 seconds behind Seth, but he will need to pit soon. In 4th, Uber, he's been into the pits. He's put some soft tyres on. He's on his outlap now. He's 11.3 seconds behind Pete Mister. Pete Mister, we know, has to go into the pit. So has Scott. And a Backspace there in 5th place on the soft tyres. It's looking like he's having a whale of a time. Rye still ahead of Digital Blasphemy. Digital Blasphemy will be wondering what the hell happened. And he needs to pit. Beardy McBeard up into 8th. Scott now into the pit. So Seth back into the lead. Pete Mister, he's opted not to go into the pits. He's sticking with these super softs. He mustn't have any grip in that car, but he doesn't care. 42.8 when he crossed the line. Seth did a 38.9 on his outlap. And Pete Mister, he's using those tyres up until they can't be used up anymore. Scott's come out on a super softs. He's feeling racy. He's going to be chasing up to the back of Seth. We're 22 minutes into this race now. And there is Uber in 4th place. Some 4.7 seconds behind Scott after his pit stop. And Backspace there. He's a little bit out of sync because his tyres are starting to be a bit used. He's got a quarter of a tank of fuel left. He's 6.2 seconds behind Uber and nearly 9 seconds ahead of Rye. Rye seems to be able to shake off a Digital Blasphemy, but we can see Digital Blasphemy's tyres starting to get old and haggard. It's on the medium tyres. They could get a few more laps out of it yet. It looks like he pitted. Ooh, let me have a look. Was it back on lap 6? That looks like it was. lap 5 maybe. So he's been on them for a while now. He's 30 seconds off of the lead of the race. Beardy McBeard, he's on the hard tyres. I haven't seen the hard tyres out yet. I haven't noticed them on anyone. And LZ, he's back going again. He's on the mediums. Don't know what happened to him in that corner. Just seemed to come to a full stop. So Seth crossing the line for lap 15, 23 minutes into this race. He's 8 seconds ahead of Scott. Pete Mister finally coming into the pits. Those tyres were screaming, man. And there, can Uber take over that third spot? We're watching. Pete's taking on some fuel. And there, Uber, has he got the third? It's saying he's in fourth. Pete's now coming out of the pits. I think he's going to get ahead of Backspace. He's definitely ahead of Backspace, but he's definitely behind Uber. Uber taking a third spot from this race. Tyres looking good. Half a fuel tank. Pete's taken on just over the halfway and some soft tyres. Racing against Uber's soft tyres also. Scott on those super softs. Trying to close the gap between him and Seth. Seth on the mediums now. And his pace still looks good, even on the medium tyres. He did a 36.6, that's the fastest of the race on lap 8 on those super softs. He's made those super softs last quite a while. Maybe they're all saving the hard tyre. Pretty sure they have to use all 3 compounds, so I think we should see some more hard tyres coming out, and they'll want them to last a while. 7.2 seconds ahead of Scott is Seth F1. Scott in second place on the super soft tyres, trying to cut down that time, and it was 7 seconds, 6.5 seconds now, so he is going faster. This is his first flying lap on those super softs. Before it was an out lap. I'm just waiting until he goes over the line. He wants to be seeing 37s at best. Like I said, Seth did a 36. There we go, 36.2, and he takes the fastest lap. There's his intentions, Seth F1. You should start feeling nervous. 38.0 on those medium tyres is a fantastic stuff, but Scott is 2 seconds faster on the super softs, and he is hunting you down. With 34 minutes, 35 minutes left of this race, there is plenty of time for him to catch up and rip that first place out of your hands. Just beware. Uber making his way up through the pack into third spot. Is it temporary? Why Pete Mister is on his soft tyres. Beardy McBeard has come in with those hard tyres. I think he's low on fuel. The tyres probably could have gone a bit longer. Is he going to change them back to super softs? Put about half a tank of fuel in. He's ahead of LZ. We saw LZ having issues. LZ has gone into the pit lane to get rid of those medium tyres, maybe top up a bit of fuel. Right, they're in 6th place, only 1.4 seconds ahead of Digital Blasphemy. He's on the medium tyres. The back end seems squeamish in that Honda. Digital Blasphemy, whoa, he's really getting the use out of these medium tyres. He's taking them to the limit. He's doing a 140.9, where Rye is doing a 140.8 on the same tyres with a lot better grip. Art Backspace on the super softs. He did a 150, I think he just pitted. He did. He's on his out lap now. He was doing the 39s, 38s on the soft tyre. We saw he had to come back in. Made a mistake. Seth's come in with those medium tyres. He's realised Scott catching up quickly with the super soft tyres. What will Uber choose? Not Uber. What will Seth? He's gone on to the soft tyre. He's moved on to the soft tyre. He's just ahead of Uber. Only just though. Uber with Pete Mister has caught him right up on those soft tyres. And Uber is using his softs quite rapidly. And we saw Pete Mister losing the back end there. Digital Blasphemy has come in to get rid of his medium tyres. Beardy McBeard, we saw getting rid of the hard tyres earlier. He's in the last chicane. He might be able to jump Digital Blasphemy, but he's lost the back end. He's just about saving it. Digital Blasphemy's put the hard tyre on. He's doing a hard run. And right there, he's around on the medium tyres. He's dropped Digital Blasphemy because he went in, didn't he? And he's put the hard tyre on. And this is that race we had. Pete all the way up. He's got past Uber TV. He's got past Uber TTV. Sorry. And Art has dropped off from... No, he's 15 seconds. Thought Art was there with them. Unless Art had a bit of a spin. I thought Art was there in that race with Uber and Pete Mister. Pete Mister up into a third spot then, only 1.2 seconds behind Seth. So Seth lost a lot of time on those medium tyres, didn't he? He's dropped back into the clutches of Pete Mister. Uber there, also in the fight, only 1.1 seconds. Although his tyres are starting to look grisly. He's got half a tank, a quarter of a tank of fuel. Pete Mister there is got half a tank of fuel. He can go for a while. Seth just under half a tank, just over a quarter, should I say. He's on the soft tyres, but fresh softs. He's gone fastest. He just went 36.2. No, that was Scott. Sorry, Scott. Oh, that was a while ago, sorry. It's just because something flicked up. Scott Super Softs, though, looking quite daunting. He's only what he's done 1, 2, 3, 4. This is his 5th lap on the tyres. They're pretty much run out. He's 0.8 off of his own fastest lap time. Seth, we can see he's doing purples. He's doing purples. He's trying to pull that time in. It was 6 seconds when he came out the pits. It's down to 5 seconds. He is visually faster than Scott at the moment. Pete dropping off 2.8 seconds. Digital Blasphemy. He's come in with those hard tyres. He only just put those hard tyres on. Did he forget to fuel up? I'm not sure. I'm sure it was Digital Blasphemy. He came in to put the hard tyres on, and now he's back in. He's fueled up. Is he going to change the tyres? I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe he forgot to fuel up. Uber there in a 4th spot, 2.1 seconds behind Pete Mister. His tyres are pretty riled though. Backspace, some 12 seconds off these guys. He's catching them up. He's just done his own fastest with a 36.982. He's on a push. He's on the Super Softs with a quarter of a tank of fuel. We're about nearly halfway through this race. Only halfway. So much has happened. There's Scott. He's going in. He knows those tyres are done. He's got to change the compound. Whilst Seth retakes the lead with his softs on and takes the fastest lap, 35.720. My word, quicker than qualifying, I think. And there we see, is Pete Mister going to be able to take over second spot? Scott's trying to get back out there. Is it ahead of Pete? It's not. Pete managing to get into the first corner before Scott. Backspace taking up a 4th place. Has he? No, Uber's coming out of the pits. Backspace is still not quite there. Yeah, but he's closer to Uber. Uber only 1 second ahead of Backspace. Gone in, put Super Softs on. We saw his soft tyres were looking at proper burnt. And so our Backspaces, he's only got a lap or two in them tyres left. And he's caught up Uber in 4th place. Rye is 15 seconds behind. On the Super Softs, he's on. No, he's not on an out lap, but he did pit. It looks like on lap 17. Beardy and McBeard in 7th place on the Super Soft tyres. They're looking quite worn. He's only got a lap or 2 left on them. He's 6.9 seconds ahead of Digital Blasphemy. He's on the hard tyres, fully fueled up. Looked like he had to go back in and refuel. I'm not sure. And there we see LZ. He was up to 6th at one point. And then we saw something happen in the chicane. He's on the Super Soft tyres right now. So Seth, 6.4 seconds ahead of. Yeah, I'm going to have some of them. I'll have a sip of my Red Bull. Yay, Bruno Moscarado giving it all the rock sign emojis in the chat. Pete Meister in a 2nd spot, 6 seconds behind Seth, F1, 5 seconds ahead of Scott. Scott trying to put some cracking laps on those medium tyres. I'm surprised he opted to go for mediums. He was on the Super Softs. He must be wanting to do a nice long run now on those mediums, consistent lap times. It will pay dividends, but at the moment Seth on the soft tyres. A shorter lifespan, yes, but he's done a 35.7 on them, a 36.8. He's getting great pace out of them. If he can make them last just 1 lap less than the mediums, then he's on to a winner. Pete on those soft tyres, a 38.7 on his last lap. He's 4.3 seconds ahead of Scott. Scott on the mediums, and we haven't seen what he can do on those. We saw his out lap was a 36.5, which was a very good out lap. Uber in 4th, ahead of Backspace, but only by 1.5 seconds. Just pitted for the Super Softs. We haven't seen what he's doing yet. This is his fastest lap out after his out lap. Backspace in 5th. He put the super softs on. He's using them up, but he's 8/10 off of his fastest, which is a 36.9. He's only a second and a half off of Uber. He's 21 seconds ahead of Rye. Rye's on the super softs. He's just done his fastest on lap 19 with a 37.740. Not sure why he's dropped off the back of Backspace so much. Beardy McBeard is ahead of a Blasphemy. Digital Blasphemy, sorry, and LZ is some 12 seconds off of Digital Blasphemy. Up in the lead then when you see Seth has stretched that lead out to 8 seconds from Pete. Pete's tyres pretty grizzled up. He's 4.1 seconds ahead of Scott. Scott did a 37.9 on those medium tyres next to Seth's 36s. See, he's doing 36s. He's a second faster on the soft tyre. He will have to pit earlier though. He's got hardly any fuel left. Pete's got a quarter of a tank, but he's going to have to pit because of the tyres. He must be losing a lot of grip there. He's maintaining that 4.2 seconds ahead of Scott though on the medium tyres. Beardy McBeard coming in. He's coming in to get rid of... Oh yes, he definitely needed fuel, and he's got to get rid of the super softs. Put softs on. Who's there? Digital Blasphemy just zoomed past. He's still got 20 odd seconds on LZ. Behind him in 9th. LZ crossing the line. It's only 10 seconds behind, but he needs fuel on his next time round. So Seth, yeah, Seth's fuel starting to flash. He's going to have to come in this one. Will he risk another lap? His tyres could take it, I imagine, but dare he? No, he's not going to risk it. He's going to come in, refuel that car. So Scott, oh, where did Pete Mister? Did he make a mistake? Because he's fallen to the clutches of Backspace. Seth is in. Scott's taking the lead. Not quite. Seth's going to get out ahead of Scott. I don't think it's going to work for Scott on those mediums. So Seth retaking the lead on the super softs now. And Scott still carrying around on those medium tyres. He's stuck on them for a while now. Uber in the super softs, only 4.8 seconds behind. Backspace has come in. Pete Mister's come in. Rise there. Digital Blasphemy. Where did... I'm missing someone. Seth, Scott, Uber, where's... Oh, Pete Mister's still in the pits. Did Pete have to go around and put tyres on again? My words. I think Pete Mister may have had to double pit. A 204 on that one. He's topped up half a tank of fuel. He's put medium tyres on. And Backspace is on the softs. He's jumped him in the pit lane. And they've dropped about 15 seconds, 14 seconds away from Uber. So I don't know what's happened to Pete Mister. I think he might have double pitted. I think he forgot to change compounds and having to re-pit again. Ooh, it's very strange. So Seth still on his out lap, just ahead of Scott. Scott was on the medium tyres. He's going for a long run. 23 minutes left. Well, pretty much 24 minutes left of this race for Amigo Racing. It says it on the side of the car. You can't miss it. They're on Discord, they're on Facebook, they're on the web, the World Wide Web. So Seth from Down Under, 3.8 seconds ahead of Scott. It's a tantalising battle between these two Nissans. I say that, yes, between these two Nissans, because it's like a game of chess between these two. They're in and out. They're on different tyre compounds. It's hard to read it for me. Seth, he's on the super softs at this moment. I believe Scott will be able to go on the super softs. And Uber there, he's on the super softs. They're wearing down quick. His fuel's wearing down. Backspace has jumped Pete Mister, because I think Pete Mister had to double pit. He may have forgot to change his compound of tyre. So he's had to go on to the mediums, and it's put him behind Backspace by 1.3 seconds. Backspace on the softs, but he's not got a lot of fuel in. Really fresh tyres. Didn't top it up much with fuel. So he's on a dash. He's on a bit of a dash. I don't know if it's going to work for him. With Pete Meister there in 5th. Plenty of fuel on the mediums. Can carry on. He's losing a bit of time to Backspace, but not a lot. Seth there, 6.4 seconds ahead of Scott. Scott doing it at 39.2 on his last run on those medium tyres. Seth on his super softs. Well, we'll yet to see. It's going to come round to show us. Just as he comes through this complex section down into, he's only gone into second gear. Quite comfortable in that Honda. Nissan. Not a Nissan Honda, it's a Nissan. And he crosses the line at 36.7. Lovely consistency on those super softs. Has he put super softs on? He must have done a soft. Yeah, he did a soft stint when he did a 35.7. Scott on the mediums. Looks like he's being caught up by Uber. Uber doing a 38.6 his last time round. A 40.0 for Scott. He's miserable on those mediums. There's nothing he can do. He can just keep going around, burning that fuel off best he can, and hope Seth doesn't get too far away on the super soft tyres. There we see Arai having to come in now. He's going to shed those super softs, top it up with a bit of fuel. What compound's he going to go for? He's got 15 seconds on Beardy McBeard. Beardy McBeard is on the start straight now, but I'm pretty sure he's on his way out the pits, and he's going to stay ahead of Beardy McBeard in 7th. There he goes. He's put the soft tyre on, and he's off again. He's 30 seconds behind Pete Mister. Pete Mister still on those medium tyres. 2.4 seconds behind Backspace. Backspace really needs some fuel on his soft tyres. He's got to look for a pit at the end of this lap. Up ahead, oh, it's just a lapped car. Looks like LZ just been lapped by Seth F1. He's some nearly 10 seconds ahead of Scott now. Is he putting it to bed? 36.6. Scott struggling in the 40s the last lap. What can he do? He's coming across. It's 39.6. Uber's gone in, getting rid of those super softs, put some fuel in. Backspace also going in. He needs fuel, so Pete Mister in the medium tyres should come round. Is he going to keep that third place from Uber? Uber there, he's coming out of the pits ahead of Pete Mister. Way ahead of Pete Mister. He's put the soft tyres on. He's 13 seconds behind Scott. Scott's 10 seconds behind. Seth F1 leading the way of the pack here at Barcelona for this pre-season test race of the Group 2 cars for Amigo Racing. Amigo Racing, I should say it something like that, really fancy. So Scott's some 11.6 seconds behind Seth and 12 seconds ahead of Uber. Uber on the fresh rubber, on the soft. Scott on the haggard mediums. How long can he stay out there for? With Seth, he's super soft starting to feel the red, but he's in the 36ers on a beautiful pace. Quarter of a tank of fuel. Some 12 seconds now ahead of Scott. He's just pulling out like 2 laps a lap on Scott. Uber, what can he do? He's on his out lap. Pete Mister is 4.6 seconds behind Uber. Pretty sure he's had to go into the pits twice on his last time around. I don't know. He's done 38, then he did a 2:04, so he just must have had a really long pit stop or a really bad outlap. But Scott has come in to get rid of those mediums. Uber was at 15 seconds behind him. I don't think it's going to be enough to get back out ahead of Scott. Doesn't have to put too much fuel in. Uber is staying in second, but I saw Scott starting to move. He's on the soft tyres. Yes, Uber is up into second place. Scott down into third. Pete Mister is in fourth in 3.4 seconds behind Scott. Uber is 2.7 seconds. Where did that come from? Uber, where have you been hiding that, my friends? Wow. He's got fresh rubber. He's got the fuel. Seth there, he's some 22 seconds ahead of these guys. He's less than a quarter of a tank of fuel. It's times 3 fuel round here, times 8 tyre. So those super softs, they've only got a lap or 2 left in them. He's been doing great pace. He did a 37.4 on his last lap. This is a second slower than his fastest, but that's a 35.7. Uber there, 22 seconds behind, but some 2.9 seconds ahead of Scott. that medium stint really hurting Scott on the racing medium tyres, and it's put Uber up ahead. God knows who's got to go through this and check who's used what tyres. It's a stress. So Pete Mister, he's on the mediums at the moment, not enjoying those. 39.0, 39.2. He's doing a better pace than Scott was though on those medium tyres. So maybe he's gained some time up in the race somewhere, and they will catch each other up near the end. Backspace there is 17 seconds behind Pete Mister. He's on the mediums also, only just. He's on his outlap, he's just put the mediums on. We've got 16 and a half minutes left of racing here. Right, it's all out wide there. It's 10 seconds behind Backspace, so I'm at 15 seconds ahead of Beardy McBeard. But if he goes wide like that a few too many times, Beardy McBeard will find himself dancing up to the back of him. Beardy McBeard's on the super soft, but he's being harassed by Digital Blasphemy, who's on the hard tyre. Been on the hard tyre for a while now, I think. We're on board with Digital Blasphemy. I think there's nothing he can do to keep up with Beardy McBeard, whilst Beardy McBeard is on those super soft tyres. So Beardy McBeard moving up 7th, and whoa, Digital Blasphemy trying to maintain that car on hard tyres. Man alive, it looks like it's driving on ice there. Bit of ice driving for the Lexus. So up in the lead, 22 seconds for Seth F1. His fuel is on the gauge though. His tyres are quite tainted red at the top. So it's time for him to come in and get replenishment and new tyres. Has to have a different compound. Uber, he's doing fine. He's got a quarter of a tank of fuel. He's too far behind to make any impact on this pit stop, and Scott's medium tyre stint has somehow put him behind Uber, and it's really put him out of the fight with Seth. Seth's gone for the super softs. No, he's gone for the mediums. He's got to find a better pace than Scott did on his mediums though, or he'll find Uber and Scott both upon him. Interesting stuff with this medium tyre compound. There we go. Pete Mister deciding that's enough for him with the mediums. He's going to change, try and get himself back into the fight. He's topping up with fuel, and there he goes back out on to the super softs. Race on there then. So Seth 6.8 seconds ahead of Uber. He's on the medium tyre now. He's got to maintain a good a good lap time, with Uber TV doing a 37.7 on his last time around. But Scott coming to life on those softs, chasing down Uber. He's only 6/10 behind. Let's get on board. Awesome stuff with Scott now. He knows he's got to make up ground with Seth on those medium tyres at the moment. He needs to find himself some extra time with only 14 minutes left of this race, this 1 hour race. It's been grueling for the players. They've had to drive at the top of their game to try and maintain the pace. It's been like a game of chess, who to do what compound when. And at the moment Seth leading the way, as he has done for most of the race. He's on the medium tyre though, the slower tyre, where Backspace, Uber and Scott both having to get that out of the way early, and now they're on the super soft and soft, I believe, and it looks like Scott's getting a tow down the straight. Uber trying to defend, trying to close down his line. Now he's gone back to the braking lanes, and away Scott there, lovely. His line was tighter, but he managed to make it through, and all Uber can do is follow him through. And now he's 3/10 behind. There might be another opportunity. His soft tyres are a lot more worn than Scott's. Scott's on a push though, while Seth is on the medium tyre. We'll have a look at Seth's lap time soon. We're just seeing this little race. Rye has gone into the pits. He's on the softs. So, whoa, that car's a handful there for Uber in the Lexus. So Seth there leading. Oh, let me get rid of that. Seth leading the way at 7.2 seconds on those medium tyres. He managed a 37.0 on his out lap. We haven't seen what he's capable of, just a normal racing lap. Scott on a major push. We saw already that he's pushed his way past, well, not pushed, he raced past Uber. Very clean racing between the two of them. Scott's grip a little bit better in the Nissan than the Lexus. The Lexus, you can see, wobbling around in the corners, really struggling. His fuel's quite low. The car must be light and not grippy at all. Is he going to pop into the pits? You know he's going to take it round for another go. He's 17 seconds ahead of Pete Mister. Pete Mister on the super softs. He's pushing like mad. We saw he had a really long pit stop or out lap. I think it was a pit stop on lap 21. So up in the lead then. Seth 7.6 seconds ahead of Scott. He's just gone and done a 38.0 on those medium tyres. Scott doing a 38.0 on his softs. He has to do more than that, I believe, if he wants to make something out of this. He's going to have to also change his tyres, I assume, to super softs. Uber also probably going to go on the super softs, and I'm guessing Seth maybe also going to go on the super softs. Pete Mister, he's on the super softs, trying to make up ground now. He's some 15 seconds behind the battle, ahead of him, 9 seconds ahead of Backspace. Backspace is 22 seconds ahead of Rye. Rye on the super softs, on a big push. So Backspace may be under threat by the end of this race. He's probably going to keep those mediums till the end of the race and try and cling on to that 5th place. Who knows? Beardy McBeard, 7th. He's going to have to come in, change his super softs, get some fuel on board. He's only 15 seconds behind. Whoa, the Lexus looking absolutely fantastic as it drifts around the corners here at Cataluna. And Elsie there, 9th. Fair play to him. We saw he's had his issues. He's cracked on. And now he's going into the pits, get rid of those medium tyres for his last stint. Uber's come in. Uber has come in. He needed fuel. What do we say? They're going to put the super softs on for the last stint. 9 minutes left. 10 minutes left, sorry. So Seth still leading the way by 8.7 seconds from Scott. Scott's tyres also looking quite grizzled. We're assuming he's going to come in and put the super softs on. Uber put the mediums on. He's got to do a medium stint now. He's 14 seconds behind Scott. That's got to be a doer. He's just got to try and stay ahead of Pete, who's on the super softs. Pete all over the back of him already. Not giving Uber hardly any chance, but super softs looking quite new. Uber trying to maybe look to take them to the end. Can he do it though? With ×8 tyre wear, he might not make it. The 9 minutes we've got left. Backspace there on the mediums. I said he was going to try and make them last for the rest of the race with 9 minutes to go. And Uber being overtaken there by Pete. Pete going up into 3rd spot, taking the last podium position, but Uber doesn't want to give it up too easily around the outside. He's still trying to keep it around the outside. He's got the inside line now. Can Pete take it from the outside? No, Uber taking it up the inside. Wow, what racing from these two. But there, Pete trying to swap it around. He's got himself onto the racing line alongside. He's got the grippier tyre, but Uber is tenacious. He just won't give up that 3rd spot. He's on the medium tyres, and now Pete looked like he lost the back end, but he's back on course now. He's dropped a little bit off of Uber, giving Uber a little bit of a breathing space. Scott has come into the pits to get rid of those soft tyres. How far behind is Uber? How much does it cost him racing with Pete Mister? This is fantastic stuff. Scott back out already. It was a dash. He's put the super softs on. Seth some 8.7 seconds, 12.86. 13, you know, he didn't pit, so he's on the mediums. He's carrying on a 38.3 last time round. Scott nipping in, putting the super softs on. Is that enough fuel to get to the end? Uber and Pete Mister still racing for tooth and nail. That's cracking stuff. Wow, Backspace, he wasn't taking those mediums to the end. He's come in. He's not fueled up, but he's put some soft tyres on. Rise some 19 seconds. That should change, though, I imagine. But how is Uber and Pete doing? On board with Pete. There we see the bump cam. He's trying to get the inside, but Uber keeping that inside line around the corner, defending fantastically there. the Amigo Racer, Uber. I say he's an Amigo Racer because he's in an Amigo Racing liveried car. So I'd assume maybe he's part of the team. But Pete, we can see, trying another way past in his Nissan. There we go. Ailsley in the background getting a great view of this racing for the last podium position. We'll have a look at the leaders, see if Scott can pull some of that time back on Seth on the faster tyre. But at the moment Pete is doing all he can, throwing everything he can do. It's 7 minutes, less than 7 minutes left of racing until we see the checkered flag. And third place isn't sorted out between Uber and Pete. Uber 13 seconds behind second spot. I think that's concluded. Seth some 11.3 seconds, doing a 38.0. His medium tyres are looking quite healthy. I think he's going to go to the end in them. Scott, he's got some pushing to do. He's on the super soft tyres. He's just done his outlap. He did a very healthy outlap of the 34.6. His intentions are clear. He's going to try and cut down that time between him and Seth. Uber defending for all he can in those medium tyres, whilst Pete on the super softs. They've only got limited life though. He's got to do it a lap or two before they die off. Backspace there in a great 5th place. Saw him come in and get soft tyres for the rest of the race. 16 seconds ahead of Rye on the super softs, but they're starting to look quite worn. He's got 17.5 seconds on Beardy McBeard, who's got 14 seconds on Digital Blasphemy. His tyres looking quite good. I think he can go until the end. Digital Blasphemy, his tyres on the hards. He's stayed on those hards for a very long time. He's coming now. He's coming now with 5 minutes left of the race. Maybe he's going to go for a fastest lap, put some super softs on and go for it. Not many on the hards. I haven't noticed many go on the hards. So 9.5 seconds now for Seth. He's dropping every single lap. 38.8. Here we can see Scott flying around. He's trying to get the best out of those early life racing super softs. He's done it at 36.7. No, at 36.1. 700. So is it 700ths off of the fastest? No, that's about 4/10 off of the fastest. So Scott doing his fastest with a 36.1 whilst he chases down Seth in the last 5 minutes of this race. 8.6 seconds between them. Uber is only 3/10 ahead of Pete Mister. Pete Mister doing all he can. He's going to look in up the insides. There's no space there. Uber on the soft, no, he was on the medium tyres, wasn't he? He's trying to maintain that racing. Sorry, I've got to look. Yes, he's on the medium tyres, Pete Mister, but look at his super softs, look at his fuel. Can his fuel last to the end? I don't think his fuel might last. Backspace might be sitting pretty here on soft tyres. He's 11 seconds behind Pete Mister, but Pete Mister's fuel is absolutely on the edge. And there's Uber defending for all he can, defending everything. Does he need? I don't think he knows that Pete Mister's fuel is absolutely done. Look at how close they're racing. That's trust. Pete Mister has got a lot of trust in Uber. These guys must have raced each other before, because he's sitting close behind him. He's throwing it up the inside. Is that the one? Is this the move? But he's got to come in for fuel. It doesn't even matter. No, that's Uber, sorry. Pete Mister is in the Toro Rosso, a luminous yellow back end. The cars don't even look the same, because Uber's on the Lexus and Pete in the Nissan, but we think Pete's got to nip into the pits. 3.5 minutes left of racing. It's been a fantastic hour, and there we see Pete going in, so back space. Every opportunity here, and Pete Mister, he's got to lose the super softs. Would he go for all the soft tyres? Uber, as it is, carries on. 18 seconds behind Scott. Scott, some 7 seconds behind Seth. He's pushing every lap. A 37.2 on his last lap around. Seth did a 38.7. He's only a second slower. Second faster a lap. I don't know if it's enough. He needs to be faster than that with only just under 3 minutes left of racing. It looks like Seth has done all he needs to do. What more have you got, Scott? Can you go any faster? I'm afraid. Uber there looks like he's wrapped up third place. Pete came out ahead of Backspace, but only just 1.6 seconds between fourth and fifth. Pete's got to get a shifty on. He's on the soft tyres. He's got just enough fuel, so is Backspace in the soft tyres. 1.8 seconds behind. He did 37.0 on his last time around. Rye 30 seconds away from these guys, 28 seconds away from these guys. He did a 37.6, his fastest on lap 30. He's 8 seconds ahead of Beardy McBeard, who ended up 26 seconds ahead of Digital Blasphemy. And LZ, he was up there. We saw him racing 6th. He was racing on par with them. And I don't know, he seemed to have a problem in the last chicane. And there we see Seth leading the way, 6.6 seconds ahead of Scott. We've only got less than 2 minutes left of this race. They can still get another lap in after this one. I am sure Uber is now nearly 6 seconds ahead of Pete. Pete struggling on these new tyres. Art Backspace chasing him down. I know it's ART, it's for Amigo Racing Team. I'm like Anchorman, I see it, say it and I see it. So Pete then he's pulled himself. No, nothing. 1.5 seconds ahead of Backspace. Backspace chasing him down. Seth there is 6.5 seconds, 38.8 on his last time around. Scott did a 38.0, but his fuel is flashing. This is the last lap. I don't think there's anything he can do. Looks like Seth has it all under control. Just needs to bring her home. James. Oh no, they're going to cross the line before the timer runs out, so there will be another lap. That's got to worry Scott. Scott's got to be weighing up the math here. He's 21 seconds ahead of Uber. And he's 40 seconds till the line. It's not, the math doesn't work out, Scott. I think you're going to have to do the lap. Uber there is 21 seconds behind Scott, 3.7 seconds ahead of Pete. Pete is 1.9 seconds ahead of Backspace. He's pulling away. He's pulling away. He wants that space from Uber. Uber on the medium tyres, they're looking quite torn. Did a 40.3 on his last time around. Pete Mister, he did a 35.7 on his outlap. He is flying. The timer says 9 seconds. So the two leaders have got past the finish line. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. I don't think Uber is going to make the line. This is his last lap. I'm pretty sure when he crosses third place will be Uber's. Fantastic stuff. Brilliant racing. Pete Mister down into fourth. Art Backspace finishes in fifth. Rye a fantastic sixth. We saw him qualifying quite far back, but after an early kerfuffle, he'd come up through midfield and he's going for the line of death around that corner. But he's coming around. There's no merit racing. LZ already finishing in sixth. Seth still 5 seconds ahead of Scott. Scott pushing, but he's got no fuel. He'll be having to back off soon. There comes Rye to finish in sixth place. Fantastic stuff. In seventh for Beardy McBeard in the Rothmans Honda. The car looked absolutely beautiful, Beardy McBeard. Well done. Coming around the last corner to take seventh place. Great racing there with Digital Blasphemy. Digital Blasphemy following the leader around. Seth then is coming around 5 seconds, but it's just near the end of the lap. There's nothing Scott can do now. Scott's virtually got no fuel left, but it's okay. He's got nothing to lose. And Seth bringing it home round the last corner to take the win for this test race pre-season. Congratulations, Seth F1, fantastic. And here comes Scott to finish a fine second place. Uber in third, that is your podium. Seth, Scott and Uber, with Pete Mister finishing fourth. Right, that was awesome racing. Wow, it's going to be an interesting season. Congratulations, Seth F1. He got the fastest lap, he got the pole position, and he took the race win for the Amigos. Well done. Brilliant stuff. Right, I'll take you to the race results. Quickly go through them. So fastest lap was Seth F1, the Aussie, 35.720 on lap 18. Seth F1, your winner, with Scott in second place. Uber was in third. Pete Mister was fourth. Backspace in fifth. Rye finished in sixth. Beardy McBeard finished seventh. Digital Blasphemy in eighth. Elsie finished in ninth. And we had a couple of dropouts. Pigstig and Britsburger. But that was absolutely fantastic racing from the Amigo Racing boys. Check them out on the internet. Search for Amigo Racing team. Check them out on Discord. I don't know how you get on there. And Facebook. They're on Facebook as well. So, I was Pete McPherson, or thingamajig. I was broadcasting for the Amigo Racing guys. So next week, next Saturday, should be the beginning of their championship. So please come, join us. That was a good fun race. And we'll see how it develops. The strategies, everything. It's fantastic stuff. Thank you for joining us. And we hope to see you again. Cheery bye. I guess. That's it. I ain't got nothing else to say. Adios. Because it's amigos. Adios, amigos. Thank you for joining us. Ta-ra. Bye. Super Racing. Come back. Beautiful stuff. Bye.